Welcome to Bits and Pieces Quilting. Today is an exciting day. We have a new addition to the sewing room, so stay tuned. Hi, I'm Michelle, and this is the new addition to the sewing room. I really appreciate the 150, 160 people who took the time and effort to give me some advice when my previous machine broke down. I considered all of your advice, all of your guidance. I've looked around, I've sent emails, I've made phone calls, I've researched the internet, I've been up and down and back again. And this is the machine I decided on. It is a Brother PQ1600S. I was able to go to the shop in my city in Ottawa, to the Ottawa Sewing Center, and test it out. I took some fabric, I took a little quilt sandwich, I spent 45 minutes sewing away, changing thread, winding bobbins, doing all the things, and I decided that while, I'll be honest, it's not as good as my Juki, it's still really close. I said to someone the other day that it's a small WOW wow, not an all caps wow, but a small wow. And that's good. I like the security of knowing that parts are available, that service is available, all in my city, and it was a really good price. So let's unbox the new baby. I haven't even opened it. I got it home Tuesday night. It's now Friday, so cleaned up the sewing machine, dealt with a few things that needed to get dealt with, and now we are going to unbox the new baby, or the new brother. Got to come up with a good name for him. Old sewing scissors, because we all know you don't use your sewing scissors for anything except fabric. I'm just going to slice this, and it's so exciting. It was a tough decision, I have to tell you, and the challenge of getting service for my Juki is honestly what really turned me off buying another one. I would really have loved to buy another one, but okay, I don't know if I can talk and slice at the same time. All right, we're in. One of the things that really appealed to me about this machine is that all of my Juki parts will apparently work and fit on this machine. I probably should have taken them with me for my test drive, but I've been reassured up and down and back again that my quilting foot, that my free motion foot, that my walking foot will all fit on the Brother. So I think I'm going to drop this down on the floor and slide it out of the styrofoam. She's out of the box, so let's take a look. Jason's filming. Do you want to come in a little closer, hun? This looks like my box of accessories. Let's see what we've got here. Foot pedal, power cord. All right, important. This, of course, is the piece we want to see. We've got some needles. Oh, excellent. A darning foot for free motion quilting. What else is in here? A 1/4-inch foot, a standard foot, some bobbins, some extra fancy feet. And I'm optimistic because I was promised that my walking foot from my Juki will fit on here. So that's exciting. And I think my bobbins are the same. I think the bobbins for the Juki and the bobbins for this are the same as well. So that's good news. But this is the machine. Look. Oh, very exciting. It's heavy. I don't know exactly how heavy, but it feels comparably heavy to my Juki, and I read that online. The Juki was 39 pounds, and I think this is probably coming close. Look at that. Isn't that great? It's got this really nice wide throat plate. This is all metal. Unlike the Juki, this piece on the top, on the side, and here are plastic. But the important pieces from here over and from this line down, this is all solid metal, a solid metal base. Of course, the dials are plastic, just like in the Juki, but they obviously tried to cut a few costs here by turning these pieces into plastic, but this solid metal construction was really important to me. And like in the Juki, I really like this thread system to be able to have the thread just sitting right here on my cones. So that's exciting. It's a side load bobbin, same as the Juki, and a lot of industrial machines are side load rather than top load. I have tested it out in the store, so I haven't tested it here and I haven't tested this one, but the model in the store was very exciting. Simple functions. There's a cutting function, a needle down function, of course your stitch length, and then this is interesting. I've never seen this before. Are 4 different heights for your feed dogs. So there's all the way up, all the way down, and then 2 interim settings, including some kind of a pin to help pull delicate fabrics. So not a delicate fabric sewer, but that's all really interesting. Easy though to raise and lower the feed dogs, which is fun. This little space is for your knee presser foot bar. It's not something I use, but my Juki came with it, and I don't find that I use it. But we also have the instruction manual, which I will read carefully, a semi-solid cover, which is nice to keep it dust-free when I'm not using it. And it comes with an extension table, which is good. That's exciting. And that's all of the pieces. So she's really, really beautiful. I'm excited to get it set up. I'm excited to get sewing. I'm going to thank Jason for this filming part, and I'm going to show you some of the projects that I have been cutting and saving up in anticipation of the new machine. So we'll be right back. So what do you do when your sewing machine is broken and you love to sew? Well, you plan future projects, that's what. And if you're lucky, like I am, you pull out your backup machine. So I pulled out the backup machine, and you saw the video for this little table topper, which matches the tiles in our front entranceway. So I made this little table topper. And in making it, I realized that my backup machine is a little old and a little difficult to get accuracy from for a 1/4 inch seam. Just not working quite the way I wanted. But I pushed on and I tried to make some table runners, and also really not happy with the results. So I decided that was it. I was going to cut some more. So this is going to be an upcoming video. These are some more table runners from that same series. So I'm not going to spoil the surprise there, but that's what you do. You try the backup machine, and when that fails, you start to cut projects. So that's coming up. But then I realized the machine was probably going to work really well for paper piecing. So I'm going to put my lion in here. I hope you saw that video. That was an incredible adventure, and I'm so thrilled with the way that he turned out. But now I have all of these leftover pieces, and this is going to be really fun to sort through because they're all different shapes and sizes. I'm not finished with the paper piecing adventure. I have cut out a few more pieces for the Sydney Harbor. I'll put a little photo here from Pride and Joy Quilting. And I have another one as well. It looks like sort of Scotland with the rail bridge. So I'm super excited to make those. But paper piecing with the old machine and getting another paper piecing project ready, that was exciting. Then I went to visit Mum. So we have all of I hope you saw those videos, the Carpenter's Wheel and the Disappearing 9 Patch Revisited. This is another Carpenter's Wheel, and I'll put in here the photo that I did, or the drawing that I did in my quilt planning software. Not as many background colors in this one. I used a lot of the white for the background, and I think the black is going to be really dramatic. So super keen to sew this one together for Mum. Did all of the half square triangles at Mum's with her machine, and then just brought the pieces home, squared them all up, and now I'll sew the quilt top together and quilt it for her. And then, do you remember what was it called? The Fat Quarter 4 patch, I think. And I did a test block with the batiks. And I really loved the way it looked, but I also decided to change the layout of the 9 patches in the corner. I'll put a little photo in here so you can see what I mean. Instead of putting the light color in the middle in the 4 block position, I'm going to swap it and put the light color in the 5 block position. But when my machine was down, I ended up cutting all the pieces to make that quilt. So there's enough for 48 blocks, all in these watery blue batiks. So I think that's going to look really, really beautiful. And then if you saw my sustainability video, this is some more of that gray bed sheet, which I think is going to look really nice with these watery blues. I also took, in testing for my new machine, actually took this to the shop because I was looking around for scraps and I was going to take some of those leftover pieces to go and use them as fabric to test. But then I thought, why don't I just take an actual project and actually just sew some pieces for it? So that's what these are. They need to be pressed. And I actually just realized I might need to cut some of them apart because in order to make my strip sets for the 9 patches, I may actually have to take some of these pieces off. But this was really good to practice with real fabric on a real project on a machine that I eventually bought. So that's what all of these pieces are. And then just in that spirit of testing, I took this as some old Christmas fabric I had and a scrap of batting because I really wanted to test the free motion quilting capabilities. And so that was really, really good. I tried some tight stippling, some tight free motion here, and some wider free motion. And I found that the tension wasn't as nice as I wanted. And I thought maybe some of it might have been me because this machine doesn't have a speed regulator the way that the Juki does. So this is all about how hard you press down on the foot pedal is how fast it goes. And so you can see here some of my stitch length is a bit off. And I was looking at it and talking to the shop owner, and she said to me, you know what? I'll bet we need to change the needle because this was the machine in the store and it had been used by a lot of people on a lot of fabrics for quite a period of time. So we did that. So we changed the needle, and that's this last little segment here. And what a difference that made. Completely changed the dynamic of the stitching and made it look way better. And then that's when I tried that tighter free motion to see how it went around those curves, and it worked out beautifully. So that's what I've been working on over the last couple of weeks, and so excited to dive in with the new machine. So this is the new edition. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to probably need a name for him, her. What do you call your sewing machine? Do you have a name? My Juki was always just my Juki, and sometimes she was a her, but I never really had a special name. Do you have a special name for your machine? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm excited to get sewing again. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to make the most of your fabric bits and pieces.